Hello, namaskara. It's morning time here, so I'll say good morning. And today I'm going to speak about yoga and prayer. So this is the first in a series of yoga and. So I'll take a word which may have some association with yoga for some people, and it's an opportunity to look at some of these broader ideas that yoga really encompasses. So one of the things that I've noticed is that these days in the world, lots of people have heard of yoga, but people's perceptions of what yoga means, what it refers to, are often a lot narrower than what yoga really means, or what yoga really is, or certainly what it means to me and what I understand from this amazing word. And it is an amazing word. It's a Sanskrit word. Samskrita means well done, well made. So the Sanskrit language, one of the ways that it is well made, one of the reasons that it is worthy of this name, is that Sanskrit words have this capacity which is really quite extraordinary for, in very concise forms, in just a line, in just a verse, in just a sutra, which is like a stitch, just one little stitch of thread. One little stitch of thread can hold a vast body of fabric. One sutra in Sanskrit can hold a vast body of meaning. And even a Sanskrit word often condenses lots and lots of meaning. In a sutra, there's the idea that the words of a sutra, and the sutra as a whole entity, should be what they call in Sanskrit Vishwato Mukham, which means it shines its light out in every direction. Like a lighthouse that can guide us whichever direction we approach it from. Wherever we are on the sea, if we're in the vicinity, if we approach that lighthouse, if we approach that sutra, that teaching, with openness, it can inform us relative to where we are. Similarly with Sanskrit words. So yoga means so many things. Condensed in this word is so much. So many teachings, so many principles. And so in this little series, I'll be speaking about some of the English words which have something to do with yoga. And today I'd like to speak about prayer. So yoga and prayer. Now, the word prayer, for many people, has certain connotations. These connotations are different for everyone. For some people it might come with a certain charge. And if I said to somebody, let us live like it's a prayer, make our actions prayerful. For some people that might sound a wonderfully appealing thing. Other people think, I'm not sure about that. Other people might even be repulsed by the very idea. So what do I mean when I say live prayerfully, or make our actions like prayers? So in the Sanskrit, one of the words for prayer is prartha. Prartha. And prartha is the word artha with the prefix pra. And the Sanskrit word artha means the means. The means to do something, the means to build something, for example. And pra generally as a prefix means towards. So prartha, meaning prayer, means to orient towards the means. So from a yogic perspective, prayer means to orient oneself towards the means. So to pray is not to ask for something, not just to contemplate something, not just to give thanks for something, all of which might be ideas associated with prayer, but beyond all of that, prartha in the Sanskrit has this idea of orienting towards that which we are truly seeking, that which we would truly like to embody or share. So to pray, from a yogic perspective, means to orient towards that which we seek. So if we're seeking peace, we need to practice peacefulness. We need to share peacefulness. We need to embody peacefulness. If our prayer is for cooperation, then we need to embody that cooperativeness We need to practice being cooperative. We need to share in a cooperative way. If our prayer is for efficiency, then similarly, we need to take an honest look at how we are operating and practice being as efficient as we can. Embody, as skillfully as we can, efficiency. So when we say to live prayerfully, or to practice making our actions prayers, the way I understand that, or what I mean when I say that, or if I hear those words, is to let my actions be the authentic representations of my deeper longings. Now, in order to accurately represent my deeper longings, one of the important things is to attune to those deeper longings. And so this brings us to the very foundational practice of yoga, which is to stop, look and listen. To look and to listen carefully. Well, what do I really want deep down? And then to consider, well, am I using the amazing gift of life, the energy, the resources, the skills at my disposal in a way that is really attuning to that deeper longing, that is really going to bring forth that deeper longing? So we start by observing and considering, and we make the effort to look in a way that reaches beyond our habitual way of looking, to think in a way that might be beyond what we might even normally imagine. That's not easy, so we have to practice it. So when we practice looking, what do I really want to bring to this situation? How do I really want to share my energy in the world today, in this moment? And when we make this a practice, there's the idea we become a little bit more attuned to that deeper longing. Now once we get in tune, when we come out of tune, we notice, like a very experienced musician or a great orchestra, the individual musicians tune their instruments. The orchestra play as a wonderful unit. But a very experienced orchestra, if any of the musicians, if their instrument starts to come out of tune, they notice very quickly because they're used to being in tune. They're used to playing in harmony. So the idea is, let my prayer be one that invites that harmony, that enables me to live more efficiently, to live in a more balanced way, to live more prayerfully. In other words, to live in a way that is more attuned to my true, authentic, deeper longing, which I would suggest, our deepest longing, is something that includes all the parts of the whole in a state of dynamic, beautiful, evolving harmony. But in order to come to a state of dynamic, evolving, beautiful harmony, it's evolving, it's dynamic. So it requires this constant, steady vigilance, a relaxed, sustainable alertness. And one of the ways that we can make it easier to practice this relaxed, sustainable alertness is by bringing this quality of prayerfulness or reverence to every moment of life as best as we can. So, one way we can consider prayer is the practice of aligning ourselves with our deeper intent, our deeper longing. The practice of orienting towards that which would bring to life, which would bring forth that which we truly seek. And so, rather than seek to destroy that which we don't like, we practice embodying that which we really want. We make the focus that which we are moving towards. We resist the temptation to leak energy by focusing on that which we don't want, and instead, prayerfully, we orient in an integrated, balanced way as best we can towards that which is our deeper longing. And so, from a yogic perspective, to pray, one more time, to orient towards that which I truly seek, to practice the ways that are going to sustainably bring forth that deeper longing. Thank you.